controversy after a video emerged showing him punching a canteen worker at the Akashwani MLA hostel in Mumbai. Now, the incident occurred Tuesday night during the ongoing monsoon session of the Maharashtra legislature. In the video, Gaikwad is seen storming into the canteen, scolding the manager, forcing him to smell stale dal and rice, and striking the staff member seated at the billing counter. Sanjay Gaikwad, who represents Buldhana, was unhappy with the quality of food served at the MLA guest house canteen. In response to the poor quality food served to him, he allegedly confronted the staff and, along with others, assaulted one of the canteen employees. The incident reportedly took place at the state-run guest house where several legislators are staying during the monsoon session of the Maharashtra Assembly. Eyewitness accounts suggest that the confrontation between the canteen staff and the Shiv Sena MLA escalated quickly, leading to physical violence. And Shiv Sena MLA remains defiant. In fact, on being confronted by Times Now, the leader has brazened it out yet again. He says that he's a boxer and this is his form of justice.
मैंने अगर कायदा तोड़ा है तो उन्होंने मेरी कंप्लेंट करना, और कायदा हाथ में लेने के लिए, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर बिगाड़ने के लिए वो कोई हिंदू मुस्लिम का झगड़ा नहीं है, कोई मराठी और मराठी का झगड़ा नहीं है। एक ओनर और एक ग्राहक, ये दोनों का झगड़ा है। यहाँ कायदा सुव्यवस्था का कोई संबंध नहीं आता।
वो ओनर को आपके सरकार के लोगों ने रखा है, आपकी सरकारी पावर में, तो आप सरकार से बात कर सकते हैं।
वो ओनर 30 साल से है।
अभी आप निकाल सकते थे उसको, अगर प्रॉब्लम है, आप सरकार में हो, ऐसा मार के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होने वाले।
देखो, अभी मारने के बाद ही उसमें कार्रवाई होगी।
तो आपसे ये पूछेंगे, जो आपने जो किया, आप उसको, आपका जस्टिफिकेशन करते हो, आप उसको, आपको लगता है कि सही किया है?
मेरा खुद का जस्टिस है।
Nilesh is joining us in the broadcast with more details. Nilesh, this particular Sena Neta seems quite proud of what he has done. There's no remorse.
Well, yes, Swati, we have been reporting the Maharashtra politics for several years now, but this year, for this particular month, it seems like it has become a battlefield quite brutally this time. And currently, I'm reporting from that particular spot, the same Amdar canteen, Akashwani canteen, wherein the Sena leader used to reside. Now, my video journalist Sachin will pan around the camera at top at first, because this is the same hostel where Sachin Gaikwad has been residing for several days, and just below it is the canteen that is situated, which caters to a lot many people and not only to MLAs or Sanjay Gaikwad in particular. You can see the commoners, the staff members of in and around Mantralaya also reach out here for their lunch and dinners, and you can see the condition here is a big number of people have reached out here to take their lunch. But at the moment, what is being discussed in all of those canteen is the situation that unfolded yesterday evening. So the same spot, same manager which was seen into the visual, who was first confronted by Mr. Gaikwad, and later on this was the same premises where Mr. Gaikwad was seen assaulting one of the staff member. We'll try to understand and have their say. यहाँ पर कल जो सिचुएशन हुई थी उसके बाद क्या?
मुझे पता नहीं सर, मैं नहीं था उधर होटल, मुझे उसके बारे में।
लेकिन कितना गलत मानते जो गायकवाड़?
मुझे उसके बारे में कुछ मालूम नहीं है सर।
अच्छा, लेकिन ये जो शिकायत की गई है, अब यहाँ पे एफडी की टीम पहुंची है, कुछ बातचीत हुई है?
नहीं, मेरे से कुछ बात नहीं, मेरे से कुछ बातचीत नहीं हुआ, मुझे कुछ उसके बारे में पता नहीं।
गलत किया? So not willing to say much, because he's dealing with people in power, and that is the picture that is disturbing whole of Maharashtra as of now. The entire citizen, every individual is currently of a favor that whatever Mr. Gaikwad has done is completely wrong. Now, it is also to bring to light that currently this restaurant is being checked upon by the FDO officials, who have reached out to the kitchen's canteen area as well, and are conducting their operations, searching what exactly went wrong as per the complaint of Mr. Gaikwad. Now, this comes after Mr. Gaikwad today reached out to the Minister of Food and Supplies, that is Chhagan Bhujbal. But the question still remains, was it necessary to assault one of the staff members? If action was demanded or a complaint was being given by Mr. Gaikwad, then it could have followed the procedure, because he holds a constitutional body. And it is a monsoon session already happening here. All the officials, all the top officials are currently present in and around this premise. So why this complaint was not given out to these authorities, these FDA, same FDA officials who have now reached out, could have out to them earlier. also this inspection could have been done following due process. What Mr. Gaikwad says and is currently adamant that he is unapologetic for his act.
He is brazening it out by saying that if you want, go ahead and file a complaint against me. He feels like it is his right to go ahead and bash people up. We're talking about a lawmaker here. We're not talking about a goon on the roadside. He's a lawmaker of the Shiv Sena. The big question is, what is the High Command of the Shiv Sena doing? What action will be taken against this Neta, who in this video can very clearly be seen hitting the canteen staff because, according to him, he was served stale dal and rice. He could have raised the issue with the authorities there, filed a complaint, but he chose to take law into his own hands. And then later when it was confronted, he brazened it out and seems quite proud of what he has done. There's no remorse, no regret for breaking the law. That's how the Shiv Sena lawmaker appears to be. We have Nilesh, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. Nilesh, the one simple basic question. If there was a problem with the quality of food, he should have raised it with the canteen authority. He should have confronted them with the quality of food. But he finds it convenient to take law into his own hands because perhaps he feels and he knows somewhere that the High Command will say nothing, that his own party leaders are not going to pull him up or reprimand him, that he will not face punishment.
Well, yes, absolutely, Swati, and this is what is coming post the incident also. We have confronted Mr. Gaikwad, where he still remains adamant on his stand. Instead, goes on justifying his act, says that it is an instant justice that has been done by him, and it is his skill, his boxing skill, his karate skill that he has used to bring justice to the foe, and he is not willing to wait for other procedures to follow. Shiv Sena and MNS are known for their stance and the manner in which they somewhat what they allegedly call as justice is being seen by hitting streets. Now, not the first example, but it seems like it could not be the last, because we have been reporting that how all of these turmoil is currently witnessed since the elections or the local body elections are around the corner, and every party is trying to bring their voters to their side, trying to influence people.
But Nilesh, also take us through what legal action has been taken so far. Has a complaint been filed? Have the police done anything about this?
Well, yes, that is the surprising part in all of this case. We also, as we saw, tried to speak to the manager of this canteen as well. Moments before, the Mumbai police official had also reached out into this canteen, trying to get the side of the victim who was assaulted. They asked if they want to register any sort of complaint, but the canteen staff members denied of registering any complaint. Now, why is it that? It is not very difficult to understand, because if one individual who is in power, not the first time, but for several tenure, he has been an MLA, so we can understand the
fear and pressure is evident.
The
fear and pressure is evident, Nilesh, but the cops can take so motor cognizance of what has happened. Stay on with us, Nilesh. Let's get our viewers some breaking inputs. Now, the FDA team has reached the MLA canteen where the Sena MLA Sanjay Gaikwad was seen assaulting the staff member for poor quality food. So the FDA team on the spot at the moment. Nilesh continues to be with us. He can share more details on this development. Yes, Nilesh.
Well, Swati, it was just moments back that the FDA officials have reached out into this premises, this canteen, and currently are undergoing their inspection. Now, this comes after, as we were reporting, that this comes after Mr. Sanjay Gaikwad had reached out to the Minister of Food and Civil Supplies today early morning, which is Chhagan Bhujbal, and after his intervention, this legal process is now being followed. So that is the correct aspect that we are trying to bring to the fore and trying to bring this picture to our viewers, because Maharashtra seems to be getting influenced by such leaders for a few weeks now. We have been seeing that how citizens are also now being involved into such acts. Those individuals who are not part of any party are also now participating into this act. Now, this comes after leaders like Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray openly sharing a stage, goes on stating that we will fight back for our Marathi Asmita. And now it seems like Shiv Sena have also entered into this fight, wherein yesterday we saw that how one of the ministers, Mr. Pratap Sannaik, also goes on justifying the protest which was done yesterday in Mira Road, stating that what police officials are doing is completely wrong. On the other hand,
Absolutely.
BJP CM...
Now, Nilesh, this may not be a Marathi versus non-Marathi issue. But the common thing in this incident or this case is also breaking the law, taking law into their own hands. And this culture has been emboldened.
Absolutely, Swati, and that is what is concerning to a great extent, because one hand we can see how the opposition is protesting on streets, taking law onto their own hand. We can take action against them, that is understood. But at the same time, when leaders from the government who are part of the alliance are making such statements, making such derogatory remarks, as well as having such a conduct where they are not only pushing or pulling, abusing, but now reaching to an extent of slapping and punching multiple times, and then again are of a favor, are justifying their act by stating that this is my way of justice, I know boxing, I know judo, karate, so this is what I will do anybody who serves stale food to me. It is quite surprising that such a senior leader who usually goes on briefing or making other people understand not to take their law into their own hand is similarly doing the same, is seen contradicting their statement, and which is why it has now raised concern for the state government as well, because it is a clear rift that is seen between the Shiv Sena and the BJP.
Absolutely, but then the onus is with the police department. Where will this end, Nilesh?
Well, yes, it becomes a dilemma for police officials as well, because CM Fadnavis also happens to be the Home Minister. So will he take action against his own alliance partners is what is currently being asked by not only the opposition leaders but also by the citizens or the commoners of Maharashtra, stating that these actions, why is it only limited for the poor only? It is always the poor which is the working class is being suffering at multiple stances from all the political parties, not limiting to opposition or those in alliance or those in the ruling capacity. But every leader is now seen targeting the commoners, the poor class of this state, and which is why questions are also being raised onto the capacity of police officials, that why are they failing to control the law and order situation if Devendra Fadnavis, the Home Minister, clearly states that action should be taken against anyone who disobeys the law or creates a ruckus, a chaos. Then why this action is not being followed onto their own minister, onto or their own MLA, sharing seats with the same alliance partners. So
Absolutely.
Yes, that is a question.
Have their hands been tied is a question that will be asked to the government of Maharashtra. Why aren't the police officials taking so moto cognizance of this incident? Because this is not the first time. In just the past couple of weeks, whether it's the MNS, whether it's the UBT, we have seen their workers go on a rampage, break the law, resorting to violence. The government, the police needs to act and set an example. Nilesh?
Well, it's absolutely, Swati. Those are very clear-cut. Well, Swati, those are very clear and loud questions that every individual is currently demanding answers for. As we spoke, that how police officials had reached out to the staff members here in the canteen, trying to have their say, and if they are willing to register any complaint. But they need to understand that the staff members is currently under fear and pressure from the government. They have to run a canteen where hundreds of staff members work. So that is the business that they do not want to be affected, and which is why they are not complaining. But at the same time, the police officials could take a suo moto action. Could the situation be same if it wasn't a sitting MLA, if it wasn't MLA in power? Will the action or the modus operandi being done by police officials or the state government would have been the same, is what needs to be answered by the top officials. It was just yesterday where Devendra Fadnavis had mentioned that no one has any right to take law and order situation or disturb law and order situation. Then why that parameter is not being looked after Mr. Gaikwad, who happens to be sharing seat with Devendra Fadnavis into the assembly. Why was no legal remedy into place? Now the concerned department FDA is taking action.
Right.
Then why was it not followed earlier?
Stay on with us. We have activist Abha Singh joining us on the broadcast as well. Abha Singh, the one basic question that goes out, is this Shiv Sena MLA being let off because he's part of the government? The hands of the police have been tied. Is that how you see it?
Of course, their modus operandi is that now because municipal BMC elections are there, create news and try to be in news, because purposely beating up a canteen worker and then now getting the food quality check done, and clearly trying to pick up fights and be in news, and this is very sad. But yes, if he has broken the law, if he has hit a person innocently for no reason, then FIR needs to be registered on him for causing hurt under the BNS, and he should be arrested, even if it may be for a few hours, but the law must take its course.
Has it become fashionable, especially in Maharashtra, for these netas to break law because they know that their high command netas certainly are not going to reprimand them, pull them up?
Yes, exactly. No neta is going to pull them up. As I said, the BMC elections are around the corner, and so all of them are trying to be in news. But then I would say for the government, what is the police doing? The police is not answerable to anyone. Why is police surrendering to the people in power? It should uphold the law of the land. The cops have to do a duty, and if nobody is taking any action on this, and for all you know, the poor canteen worker will not even file a complaint because he would be scared of these goons.
Yes, so Abha Singh, I want to understand from you, can the cops not take suo motu cognizance? One can at the moment understand how the canteen workers must be under a lot of pressure and fear because they are up against MLA. But can the cops not take suo motu cognizance?
Of course, if you have a video, and I've not seen the video, but if in the video it is very clear that the MLA is beating up this canteen worker, police can suo motu take up a case, they can file an FIR. Also, they can there is a provision for taking a bond of good behavior where they tie them to a surety that in case they break the law, then that surety can be confiscated.
All right, Abha Singh, thank you very much for putting things into perspective. It's not just about this one case. It cannot be looked at in isolation. MNS workers vandalized Tondgaon Toll Plaza, which is located on the Washim-Hingoli Highway Road. That was vandalized by the Maharashtra Nirman Sena workers. Now, the reason that they cited was that there was no facilities on this route and still they were being charged. The question remains, is it justified to take law in your hands? Remember, this is one of the series of incidents that we are talking about of hooliganism by the MNS workers. Just take a look at what transpired. In fact, we're playing out the visuals of the multiple incidents that have been reported in just the recent past where people have been beaten up because they refuse to speak Marathi. They have been beaten up because, according to a Shiv Sena MLA, he was served stale dal and rice, and toll plazas vandalized because, according to these workers, facilities were not provided on the route, but still they were being charged. So all these reasons have been cited to justify the violence that these workers resorted to. And, one would not be surprised because the high command of these parties like Maharashtra Nirman Sena, are certainly not pulling up their workers, their netas for resorting to violence. In fact, they are being emboldened. They are being supported, backed and emboldened. We have Nilesh on the broadcast with us. Nilesh, look at all these visuals. Like I said, the common factor is that conveniently, the workers of these respective parties are choosing to break law. They're taking law into their own hands, bashing up people, beating people, and no fear of law, certainly.
Well, it's absolutely, Swati, as we were speaking and showing visuals to our viewers, that how it is not the first instance, but multiple instances for the past few weeks are being reported across the state of Maharashtra, not limiting to Mumbai city alone. Now, this is coming after both the brothers, that is 5th of July was the date when both the brothers, Thackeray brothers, came on stage. They came together after 20 years and promised of bringing a new Maharashtra, a better Maharashtra. But now question arises, if this is the better Maharashtra, that they were speaking of, if this was the ideology that they were trying to promote, because it was Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray, both of these tall leaders from these big two parties, stating that you go on a rampage and we will support you. You do not need to hold back your power and your protest. Uddhav Thackeray goes on stating that if one individual calls you a gunda, terming to aiming at CM Fadnavis, stating if one Marathi Manus who is asking for justice and is termed a gunda, then we are gunda and we will act like gundas. So this is a picture that is somewhat explaining all of those words where Hungulism is taking place at every level. At every level, we can see vandalism taking place. MLAs going on a boxing ring kind of situation. MLAs protesters here are registering their protest for not being served as per they wish. They go on damaging the national property, the state property. The glasses of a toll booth is broken. We can only assume if there could have been other vehicles, they could also be vandalized by these awareness workers who were on rampage.
Are the authorities not thinking about all this? Nilesh, thank you for getting us the details. Let's take a look at these visuals once again. Marathi versus non-Marathi issue, the issue of serving stale dal rice, the issue of charging money but not providing any facility on the road, the toll plaza where which was vandalized by the workers. The issue can be anything. One common factor in all these visuals is how these political party workers are very conveniently and without any fear breaking law, bashing up people, vandalizing toll plazas. There is no fear of law. The government and the police department needs to answer what action will be taken against these people to set an example and to put an end to this, because even Maharashtrians are being inconvenienced by this.